Team Always Sunny presents the creation of It's Always Sunny in St. Pete. Managers experience a number of challenges on a daily basis, and sadly, it's the nature of the beast. As our text states, management is the process of assembling and using sets of resources in a goal-directed manner to accomplish tasks in an organization. Our TV show is centered around a struggling bar in the city of St. Pete. The staff, consisting of Dennis, Mac, Charlie, and Dee, all seem to struggle with the basics of managing a successful business. And surprisingly, they all have a stake in the bar's loosely termed ownership. With that being said, our group is applying principles of management to the bar's dire struggle of day-to-day operations and showing how to apply them correctly through the expertise of our character Mark Cuban. Our objective for this project is to take a variety of resources, whether they're human, financial, material, or informational resources, and just apply them to the context of the particularly struggling bar. Through the improvement of interpersonal skills, the application of the utilitarian, moral, and justice approaches, and competitive advantage and human resource training, just to name a few, we aim to show how these resources will be applied for the betterment of the bar's sake and for the sake of future progress in changing their managerial practices. The stars of the show. So first we have Sweet Dee. She's the bartender at Patty's Pub. She's really rude to customers and is constantly embarrassing herself with her strong need for attention. Dee will always fall behind in the customer satisfaction area, which really makes her a poor choice to be the face of the bar. Charlie. Charlie is in charge of all the dirty jobs, like cleaning the bathroom, killing rats, anything really that the gang doesn't want to do. He's gonna do it. He actually takes great pride in his job, but the bar is always disgusting. Charlie isn't the smartest member of the gang, and he really lacks basic level common sense. Dennis. Dennis is one of Patty Pub's owners. He's extremely vain, selfish, superficial. He feels as if he's superior to everyone, and he sees himself as more of a role model than he probably is. He insults and degrades his employees every day, and he really lacks a clear vision when it comes to running this bar. Mac is the other owner of the pub. His main job is to be the bouncer. They don't really need a bouncer at the bar, but Mac, he feels like that's his place, that's his purpose. He's really high-tempered and really high-strung. And then, of course, we have Mark Cuban, who is an American businessman. He's an inventor, author, television personality, and philanthropist. He is an investor on ABC's reality show Shark Tank, and he also spends his time mentoring entrepreneurs and gives business advice to people trying to launch that next big idea. Mark Cuban is very well organized, and he thinks outside the box. These are the steps that we took to accomplish the project. First and foremost, brainstorming is huge. We brainstorm topics for the show. Without a good topic, the story will suffer, so make sure you're picking something that the team can all get behind on. Knowing your strengths is huge. Figure out who's good at what and delegate. Most importantly, know the quality of film your team can produce and plan accordingly. Begin with a rough draft, an outline of the story. For us, the story was easy, but how does this really link to management? That's where it seemed to be a rough point for us. Figure out the management terms that you're going to use and stick with it. Now, the class starts fast, so make sure you stay ahead. Divide the work up, accomplish goals. We had character development, chapter outlines, managerial concepts, and PowerPoint working at all different levels of completion. Always, always, always keep an eye out for the finished project. You can't just plan for each milestone. You really should plan out the work as a finished project. It will save time. For us, what we did was we knew we had to develop a final presentation, so we worked on that every week up until the final day. You really should know what the final project should look like and strive for that level of quality with each milestone. Have a dialogue prepared before you film. The script really needs to set out word for word in solid dialogue in order to make filming go as easy as possible. After all, the goal is to make a quality program. A good script is the key to having the film go a little easier. Communication can always be better. The last step we would mention is the most important step throughout the whole project. There can never be too much communication. For us, we were constantly texting each other, calling each other with questions, and we made sure we were really available. So for us, episode 1, we named The Bad Review. It starts out with Dennis yelling at Charlie for the rat problem in the bar. Mac is looking through the newspaper and notices a review for Patty's Pub. Mac reads the review out loud and everyone disagrees with the writer. In the first episode, we meet the 4 main characters who work at the bar. We get a real feel for their personalities while learning a little bit about how they work. Episode 3 is called The Savior. That's where we meet Mark Cuban. Mark is lost and looking to give a lecture at the USF St. Pete campus, and the gang recognizes him right away. They're not going to let him go until Mark gives them some free advice. Mark finally reviews the bar's Yelp rating and decides to give them some advice. Episode 5, The Advice. This is our core episode. So Mark really starts to feel sorry for these people as they seem either desperate or just twisted. He begins to deliver solid management advice to the gang and gives them real-world applications and examples. This is the episode that goes into the details of ethics and how the employees are really just not good people. He discusses the utilitarian and moral approach of ethics in the chapter, and he will also discuss technology and really gaining that competitive advantage. So it goes without saying that management has its problems. Managers are responsible for the proper application of their resources, whether they're human, financial, or informational. One example in particular found in our project shows how important it is for managers to evaluate his or her staff's skills. Sadly, none of the crew possessed whatsoever. Managers have to manage strategically in order for their organization to succeed in any situation or context. Like our struggling bar, our managers did not have the slightest clue about managing an organization strategically and resourcefully. Although our character Mark Cuban provided insightful information in coping with managerial challenges, our crew is not ready to change. The insight that Cuban gave them more than likely would have helped the bar's overall success. However, as our text states, most people naturally resist change. In our case, this was the goal of becoming a successful bar. Sadly, our crew did not take Mark Cuban for his word of advice, which goes to show how vital it is for managers to recognize opportunity and ways to exploit their potential benefits. In summary, our show explains that there are many challenges that managers face in a single day in their organization. In the face of change, managers have to be extremely organized. They have to set an agenda and effectively use the resources that are available to them to attain organization's goals. So I think it's time that we meet the team.
Hi, it's Jackie from the Principles of Management class. I'm taking this class during a short 6-week summer semester, so being organized is key. I'm lucky enough to have an amazing group who's just as organized as I am. So we help each other out, not only in the group projects, but in the single assignments as well. So reminding each other when writing logs are due, and our design challenges and helping each other find out the different ways to cite things to how the professor wants us to. It's definitely an environment where you have to be a team player. So usually in other classes, what I've done is I've been like, okay guys, I'll do the group project. You guys just sit back, relax, and I'll put your name on it just to make sure that it's done correctly. But this class has definitely helped me come out of my shell and trust other teammates and take their advice and things like that. So I think if you're a team player, you're very organized, and you check Canvas daily, and if you work ahead of the syllabus, you will succeed in this class, definitely.
Hi, my name is Kayla Kay, and I would like to share my experience in terms of making a project with a team. I would like to share that my team did a really good job in terms of communication. We communicated through texting, emailing, Canvas, by uploading files under Canvas, and so everybody could see everything all at the same time. We also had mutual respect towards each other. We did everything in a timely manner, and everybody utilized all their skills, and it resulted into a great milestones. I would also like to share that I went outside of the country, and so I thought it was going to be difficult to create anything or contribute, but like I said, since my team was really good at communication, doing everything in a timely manner, or responding, everything went out smoothly until I got back. I was able to contribute correctly as long as I had internet and Wi-Fi, and my only suggestion in the future for other students is communication is really key, and as long as everybody's understanding and everybody's respectful, everything should turn out just fine.
Hey, this is Sean from Team Sunny. Just do a little reflection on our project. Our group is really proud of the product we put out there, and it took a lot of hard work. Individually, I know that the communication on an online class and the group project aspect can sometimes be a downer, but I think my team worked really hard, and we worked at the communication the most to try to make sure that everybody was on the same page. I also think that it worked really well for us because everybody had a role and everybody knew exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and we tried our best to accomplish those goals, and then at the end it all came together, and that's what helped us the best. So I would like to think that my advice would be to pick a topic, and once you get behind that topic, is to get that vision for what that video is supposed to look like, the end vision, and then work from there. And where the management ties comes in for us and for you will be to make the plan and then execute the plan. And then my other advice would be is stay in constant communications, be it through Google Hangouts, Canvas, or text, which is what we used, or whatever method works best for you. And don't work on just the milestones. Make sure you always have the vision for the project as a whole, because you don't want to get stuck working segment to segment. Always turn in a nice clean project, because every step builds off the next step, and you always want to be ready. So I hope you enjoyed our project, and I hope you enjoyed making yours. So thanks for watching. Thank you.
Hey guys, so I think the class was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing this project. I feel like it was a different way of learning. I feel like I retained a lot of the principles that were in the textbook. However, just one of the drawbacks I found is that, you know, it is an online class, and if you are interning like I am in a different state, you know, if I knew that prior to taking this class, I may have not done that. So there's a lot of time constraints. You're not always around people to discuss the project or whatnot. It's just it's a little unorthodox of an online class. That's not to say that I did not retain a lot of information, which I feel I did. The project itself was a lot of fun, like I said, and it was I felt like it was very straightforward in many cases, and it was like overall a really good way to just learn in a different way. Instead of just a textbook reading and a quiz every week, you had a video presentation and how the subjects and milestones related to your life or an event that you could relate it to. Overall, great class. Only fault, what I'd say, is that it being online is a little difficult if you're really busy and you can't meet, and that's why you're taking an online class in the first place.
On behalf of the It's Always Sunny team, we would really just like to thank our viewers, students, instructors, and future managers alike for taking the time to watch our presentation.
Professor Diazio, this class was amazing. Miss Weekly, you were wonderful. Thank you so much for the quick responses. We appreciate all the feedback that we received from the development and improvement of our presentation. We hope that the information that we've provided can be used in terms of helping make future businesses or team management decisions. We hope that our personal experience in terms of working in a team could provide support and additional input for future endeavors.
Again, we thank you for viewing our presentation.